Hey y'all, it's Lindsay. I wanted to share with you a recipe for ice cream that I have been making that we really love. It's a cake batter flavored ice cream and it uses our Ninja Creami to produce some wicked cool results. So let me share with you how I make this ice cream. Here in my stainless steel skillet, I have melted half a tablespoon of butter, and I've done this on a fairly low heat. And I also scrambled up 4 eggs here. I did not add anything to these. I'm going to very gently cook these in my lightly buttered skillet here. I'm going to keep them moving with just a silicone spatula. I don't want to overcook these. I don't want them, to the point where they wind up making kind of a crusty film on the bottoms of them or anything like that, but I also don't want them super slobbery. I do want them cooked thoroughly. These are mostly cooked, so I'm going to take those off the heat so that they can finish cooking without getting too terribly tough. Okay, I'm gonna let that cool down for a little bit. I have all my ingredients now ready to go. This is my plate of those 4 eggs. They have cooled completely. That is not necessary. I have my unsweet, unflavored almond milk here. Use whatever milk alternative you would like to use. I have my Lorian cake batter flavor oil here. I was looking at this and the ingredients, it doesn't appear to have any food colorant in it, but it does have that natural and artificial flavors, so clearly not an ideal ingredient, but the flavor is superior to anything else I've tried. I have a little bit of some Redmond sea salt, and then I have some monk fruit powder. I have my container of allulose back here, and I've got some acacia fiber powder here. A little bit of working space here. On my blender, I'm going to do 2 cups of the almond milk. And then my cooked eggs. I'm going to do 1/4 cup of my allulose. This hopefully will make 2 pints of ice cream. It'll probably be a little bit less, but we shall see. I'm going to do a teaspoon of acacia fiber, if I can find my teaspoon measure. I'm going to do 1 of the provided scoopfuls of the monk fruit powder. I think that is probably, I don't know what that size is. I feel dumb not knowing that. I think that is a 1/4 teaspoon. I'm going to do a shake of salt, probably an 1/8 teaspoon or less. And then for my cake batter flavor, I'm going to do 1/2 teaspoon of this. I'm just going to eyeball filling my 1 teaspoon with it. Oh man, it smells just like cake batter. Okay, now I am going to find my lid. And I'm going to blend this until it is completely smooth. Okay, auto shut off happens at 2 minutes on high on my blender. Let's take a little sneaky peek. I think I will go ahead and strain this through my strainer as I put this into my Creami containers. Also, let's see what's our total volume here. We have a little bit of froth here, but it's at about 2.5 cups. I think I might add another 1/2 cup of milk to this, almond milk, just to see if that can hit 4 solid cups and really fill out the 2 pint jars nicely. Let's see. Okay. My ice cream base is already starting to separate, the foamy part compared to the liquidy part. So I'm going to try to keep that as well distributed as I possibly can. I've got my 2 Creami containers here. Yeah, let's pour it out the pour spout. Gonna try to do a little bit of a half and half action here so I can get an equal amount of the foaminess in each container. Not quite 2 pints, but that is good enough for me. And as you can see, there is a little bit of some debris that I was able to strain out of my base. So I'm glad I did that. And now my only step left to do is pop these into my freezer and wait. Okay, I changed it up. My freezer was kind of full and I couldn't find a level spot for them. So I went ahead and stuck them into this little bit of snow right here on my back porch. And I made sure to keep them as level as possible so that I don't wind up with any kind of wonky, angled ice cream base. Coming to check on these little fellas. They're definitely still liquidy, but they've only been out here for, you know, less than 3 hours. These 2 pints have been out in the snow for, what is it now? For six and a half hours maybe. And they're definitely, I've punched my finger through the other one. It's definitely getting there. However, the temperature here is starting to warm up. It's already 23 degrees outside. So I'm going to go ahead and, since they are solid, I'm going to put this in my freezer here in the kitchen. And when they are fully frozen all the way through, we are going to spin them through that little fella back there. All right, my ice cream base has fully frozen. This is from whenever I, kept poking at it. And it's ready to go into the Creami. One thing I like about this is that for the most part, it is single hand actionable. Click. All right, I'm going to power this up. It is going to be a little bit loud. I'm going to do light ice cream since there's no heavy cream in this recipe. Okay, let's see what we have. Very nice. It's a little bit like Dippin' Dots, a little bit snowy. Flavors there. All right, let's do one respin. Let's check it out. Okay, this is probably as far as I want to take it. It is going to be a little bit Dippin' Dot-ish, but that does not bother me. And whenever you kind of swipe through it, it becomes more mashed together and more like an ice cream, and it spoons a little bit more completely. I'm going to dish some out and let's give it a taste. All right, here is my ramekin of my ice cream. The cake batter flavor. If I had some of the super fat sprinkles, I would have mixed those in. They probably would have been pulverized because a lot of times when we add things in as mix-ins, they do get a little bit more pulverized than anticipated. But let's give this a taste. I'm out of the super fat sprinkles. That's the point behind that. That's good. It's definitely not as rich as if I would have used heavy cream or if I would have added butter to this recipe. Did I add butter? I don't believe I did. It's been 24 hours since I made this. found my recipe. I did not add butter to this one, so I think that if I would have added 1 tablespoon of butter, it would be even more creamy, but I'm not dissatisfied with this. And it's only got those 2 egg yolks per pint. So I don't know if this would officially be like Psmf like approved, but I am digging it. For a little bit of a lighter version, fantastic. If I were to do it where I wanted heavier like fat in this, I would probably add 1 to 2 tablespoons of butter and see where that got me. But for right now, this is hitting the spot. This recipe is super versatile. I can swap out the cake batter extract that I used for some other flavor oil and create a whole different flavor profile and still like keep the same kind of macros, because the Lor-Ann oils, they don't really add a whole lot in way of calories or other nutritional value. It's just flavoring. And, you know, I could go through and make like a raspberry. I have a Bavarian cream flavor oil, peppermint. Oh, peppermint ice cream. That's going to be my next one. And it's just super simple. It's not probably Psmf friendly 100%, but it's pretty low on the fat count with just 2 egg yolks per pint. So if you were to divide a pint in half, you know, just a cup of the ice cream would leave you with just 1 egg yolk. So it's just one of those things where you can really adjust to see like your needs met. And it's really more of a snack or a dessert rather than a meal replacement, because there is only probably, I don't know, I'm sorry, I'm adding this up in my head. There's probably only about 12 grams of protein in the entire pint. And that's not sufficient, in my opinion, for a Ketovore, for a meal or for a snack. But as a dessert to the end of a meal, totally awesome. So thank you so much for joining me as I shared this recipe with you. I hope to see you in my next video.